When I manifested my dream husband, called him in 2 weeks of installing a dating app, it wasn't actually through intense searching and praying to God, the divine, please give me the soulmate. It wasn't through intense journaling, intense meditation, and intense scripting. Rather than that, it's actually the opposite of it. Because all that intense searching is keeping you and him separate. In other words, it is making you see as though he is this external figure outside of you who will eventually come and save you, who will eventually choose you. When the truth is, in order to manifest and attract your life partner, the most important key is that you need to be already in union with him, meaning the fact that you and him are actually not separate. You and him are actually one. And that was the biggest fundamental shift that led me to attracting my husband, my life partner, which was that I stopped seeing him as someone who was separate from me. Rather, I started seeing that he was already in me, he is already in me, and that I am already in him. And that is what leads to unity, that is what leads to love, and that is what leads to manifesting your dream partner. And that, my love, is the problem that I see, that the mistake that many spiritual women are making out there, which is the fact that you are using the spiritual tools and modalities, you are using these spiritual concepts and labels and questions, and by doing more of them, you are actually separating yourself from him. You are actually blocking yourself from receiving the love, attracting your life partner. This looks like going to psychics and asking tarot cards, not because you're curious, or well, you may say that you're curious, but actually deep down, it's this restlessness inside of you. The restlessness that needs to know, when is my soulmate going to arrive? Or how does my soulmate look like? Or when will my twin flame return back into my life? Or why hasn't he texted me back yet? Or you're asking all these questions and using these spiritual tools and devices in order to get your soulmate, but it's actually keeping you further away from him. Because even though you are using these labels and concepts and modalities like twin flames and soulmates, the thing is that the universe doesn't hand him to you because you believe in soulmates. The universe hands him to you when you see him, when you feel his essence, his soul, his divinity already in you. However, when you are using all these spiritual modalities and devices and even psychics and intuition in order to find out about the soulmate, the dream partner, what you're actually doing is that you are increasing that gap, that distance between you and him even more by seeing him as something that you need to search for, as something that you need to look out for, as something that you need to chase and pursue. And so, even though you spend many years and years being on dating apps and using all these spiritual modalities and devices, there you find yourself still single. Or even when you date, even when you get into relationships, you find yourself being with men who don't commit to you, men who see you as an option, treat you as an option, men who do not put in effort into the relationship in order to see you, hold you, love you, men who are not emotionally available, men who are unreliable, inconsistent in their devotion. Why? Because in your mind, the concept of the dream husband, the concept of the soulmate is way high up there. It feels like he's up there, this external figure, this spiritual ideal, this spiritual prize that will eventually come into your life and will finally hand you the love you want and the life you want. But yet, what happens is that once you put him high up there, that he has the love you want, that he has the one thing that you're looking for in your life, once you put him up there, what you then automatically do is that you are putting yourself down there. And therefore, it means that you are keeping yourself separate from him, that he is up there, I am not there yet, and yet I am down here. And that, my love, is separation consciousness. The fact that you believe that you are separate from him is what is making you suffer, what is making you not feel loved. And it is this separation consciousness that is creating every problem in your love life. And that, my love, is the key here. which is that as long as you think that you are separate from him, that he is separate from you, then you will never feel whole. And when you don't feel whole, you will not find a man who loves you and all of you. And that, in fact, is one of the common patterns that many of the women who come into my work experience, at least initially, before we begin our work together. And I want to share with you a story of a woman named Emma for confidential reasons. I'm not sharing with you her real name. So Emma, before we began our work together, found herself always wondering where her soulmate, where her lover is. And even when she gets on dates with men, even when she is seeing a man, her mind would go automatically the moment she wakes up, it would go onto the phone, seeing if he has texted her. And that thought would overwhelm her, that occupy her the whole day. If he hasn't texted you back, you cannot relax. You cannot be present. And that was also what Emma experienced. She find herself constantly checking on her phone to see if he has texted. She finds herself then scrolling on apps like social media because she finds herself restless. If he hasn't responded, then she would check these apps to check out his latest Instagram story. And there on the way, she might find her friends, her co-workers who are having baby showers and pregnancy and weddings and all those things that she believes she is separate from her. She believes that she is not there yet. She finds herself living in that reality, being confirmed by the fact that the mind says to her that yes, he is separate from her, that she is not where she wants to be yet, that she is not whole yet, that she cannot be happy yet. And guess what? As long as there is this part of you that thinks that you and him are separate, that thinks that you are not at your dream life, at your dream place yet, and I mean the place where you are loved, adored, married, or whatever version of it is that you want. As long as you see that that version of you is separate from you, as long as you see that he is separate from you, then you're going to be feeling this void inside of your chest, the void that makes you feel as though something is missing. And so Emma finds herself going about her days with that energy, with that sensation that something is missing in her, that something must be fixed in her. And so even when she goes on to dates with men, she couldn't relax. She finds herself constantly overthinking every sentence. She finds herself being afraid to mess things up. Love feels like this precious little thing that she needs to earn, yet it is so fragile. She finds herself comparing to other women, and she finds herself performing on dates, performing anytime that she's around men, as if she is this circus performer. Why? Because of the fact that she believes that there is something missing about her, because her mind is saying that he completes her, that she is not whole on her own, that she can't be happy on her own. And only through our work together, there she realized that the reason why men are never giving her the love that she's desiring, the commitment that she's desiring, the treatment that she was desiring, is because she is believing that something is missing in her. And guess what? As long as you believe that there is something missing inside of you, people, including men, will treat you as though there is something missing inside of you, meaning they won't see your value, they won't see the truth of who you are, and instead they only love you for the half version of you, which looks like the version of you, the pretty girl, the girl who doesn't speak too much, the girl who is quiet, or whatever version that they want to be, they want you to be, the girl who just does physical stuff. But they cannot see you, hold you, value you for the whole you, because you haven't realized that you are whole. And also, the second reason, guess what? When you see, feel, believe that he is separate from you, what you then do is you're going to be sabotaging the relationships, even if the right man arrives into your life. In other words, you're gonna be blocking yourself from receiving love, even when the manifestation comes into your life. And this is another pattern that I see among the women that I work with before they come into my work as well, which is where finally they have attracted the dream partner, the dream man. He is present, he is consistent, he is genuinely interested in you, but there is a part of you that cannot believe it, because every time things get good, there is a part of you that questions and that doubts yourself, or that cannot trust him. So you may ask yourself questions: what if he eventually leaves? Or what if he likes his ex more? Or what if there is someone who's prettier, or there's more of his type out there? What if the woman of his type shows up? What if I'm too much? What if I'm not enough? You find yourself afraid of holding, afraid of receiving that love. In other words, even when your manifestation arrives, you cannot allow yourself to receive it. You do not feel comfortable receiving it. And that is because the truth is, your nervous system, your mind knows what it wants, but your nervous system hasn't been calibrated to receiving that love. And so you may find yourself, again in the previous example with Emma, as in that scenario, you may find yourself reading into every pause, feeling a pit in your stomach anytime he doesn't immediately respond, or anytime his mood, his tone changes. You find yourself replaying conversations that you had with him obsessively. You find yourself bracing as though you are waiting for a crash to happen. And the reason why all these problems, aka love problems, happen is because we believe that love is out there, that he is out there, that the divine masculine, the life partner, the dream husband is out there. And as long as you believe that he is out there, you're going to be pushing him away because you don't feel deserving of that love. Sure, it's not intentional, but all these thoughts, this anxiety or this fear or these beliefs, they come up because there is a deep part of you that feels separate from him. Not just physically, but also emotionally, spiritually, mentally. What you actually want to do is be connected to the love, be connected to that masculine, the dream husband, the life partner at all moments, at all times. And that, my love, is how I've been able to support my clients, including women like Emma, who are intensely searching for their life partner, are obsessed with timing, looking with signs, looking out for signs, finding themselves anxious when nothing happens, nothing changes, into receiving the love that they've always been looking for, instead into attracting the life partner, a pure masculine partner that they have been always longing for. The way on how we do that is through collapsing that gaps, that separation that is keeping you far away from him. We dissolve that quote unquote gap. And the way on how you do that is not through forcing yourself to do more meditations or to check for more signs and answers and trying to manifest harder. It's actually none of that hard grunt forcing and striving and all that work, because the truth, real love, arrives when you come back home to yourself, when you feel whole, connected, and complete as your own self. And this is how the women who have been feeling stuck in attracting their life partner, finding themselves repeating the same unhealthy patterns in their love life, are able to manifest their dream partner, their dream husband. And I'm speaking that from my own personal experience. The reason why they are able to attract and manifest and receive love is because they no longer experience that separation between you and between him. And that is how these women, myself included, have been able to feel irresistible to the right partner without trying, enjoy their life so deeply that the anxiety disappears, attract emotionally available partners, attract men who reflects back to you, your worth, your value, how you are chosen, the devotion that you deserve. And most importantly, that is how these women have been able to fall in love with their own presence, therefore collapsing their separation, their distance from them, and love. And if that type of reunion, that type of connection of you to love, where any and all separation falls away, if that type of support is what you're desiring, that's exactly what I do in my one-on-one coaching. And in the work that I do, we go deep into your psyche, your soul, your subconscious, your nervous system, going into the deepest parts of you so that you become able to attract, receive, hold, and maintain the love that you've always wanted, where you then naturally attract whole, healthy, secure, committed love, committed partner. That is exactly what we go deeper dive on. And if you're interested, feel free to book a call with me. The link is in the description box. In there, you receive a free one-on-one consultation to find out the exact block that is holding you back in your love life too.